that initially labeled Alex Preddy someone who was looking to carry out a massacre here. Now, for their part, the Trump administration has acknowledged initial mistakes in the hours after Preddy's death, but stresses that that is now part of a full investigation. In the meantime, here in Minneapolis, there is still a feeling of sadness, a feeling with many people left somber, and a lot of uncertainty as they hear Homan describe this new plan for ICE, but are still waiting to see tangible evidence here on the ground. Morgan Chesky, NBC News, Minneapolis.
Two California senators are urging the Department of Justice to open a civil rights investigation into the death of Renee Good. In a letter to the Assistant Attorney General, Senators Alex Padilla and Adam Schiff, along with other Senate Democrats, say that instead of investigating Good's killing, the DOJ and U.S. Attorney's Office in Minnesota have chosen to investigate Good's widow and elected officials. 6 lawyers from the Minneapolis U.S. Attorney's Office have resigned in protest. Well, hundreds of people gathered in Woodland to call for the impeachment and removal of Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem. Protesters also demanded an end to ICE funding.
She's incompetent. She hasn't provided the leadership necessary. She needs to be impeached. The ICE budget needs to be stopped. They need to stop wearing their masks, and they need to start wearing body cameras.
Some attendees say they fear immigration enforcement could expand and harm their community. However, some were critical of the event organizer, Congressman Mike Thompson, saying his approach is more about appearances than action.
What Trump is doing with ICE and everything, if anything, I think he's got to, force it more.
We are not better off. We do not have the things we need, and Mike Thompson is part of that problem.
Representatives Doris Matsui and Ami Bera and John Garamendi have joined Thompson in co-sponsoring impeachment articles against Secretary Noem. Tonight, Congressman John Garamendi will hold a virtual town hall meeting to let his constituents know how he is holding ICE, Secretary Noem, and President Trump, how he's trying to hold all of them accountable for the actions in Minnesota. It takes place on Zoom at 6:30. You need to register to attend through the website. Garamendi, who represents Solano County and surrounding areas, says he has prevented Travis Air Force Base from being used as an ICE detention center and has co-sponsored every major legislative effort to rein in the agency. Democratic U.S. Senator Amy Klobuchar is running for governor of Minnesota, and she announced her campaign today saying she wants to take on President Donald Trump's administration and help unify the state. Her entry gives Democrats a high-profile candidate as they try to hold on to the governor's office. Governor Tim Walz dropped out of the race amid criticism over the handling of child care funding at daycares. Several Republicans are already in the race, including MyPillow CEO Mike Lindell, House Speaker Lisa DeMuth, and former gubernatorial nominee Scott Jensen, and state lawmaker Christy Robbins. Back here in our area, Stockton city leaders are considering an increase in storm water fees. City officials are proposing raising the rate from $2.10 to $8.10 over 5 years to deal with the city's aging infrastructure. On Tuesday, city leaders voted to hold a public meeting on March 31st to go over the possible increase. As winter temperatures continue to drop, energy bills continue to spike, but a few smart tweaks can put real money back in your bank account. Amy Liu with our National Consumer Unit breaks down how to save and settles the most argued question in the House: what's the ideal thermostat setting?
The biggest question in every household: what temperature should I set my thermostat? According to the Department of Energy, the ideal temperature to save a few bucks is between 68 and 70 degrees Fahrenheit while you're awake and home. When you're asleep or away, set it back 7 to 10 degrees for about 8 hours. That can save up to 10% a year on heating and cooling. Smart thermostats like Nest make it easy to program throughout the day, and you may even qualify for rebates through your local energy provider. Next, a simple way to check if your home is losing heat. Carefully hold a lit incense stick near a closed window or door frame. If the smoke wavers, you've likely got a draft, which can add up to hundreds of dollars a year in wasted energy. And one important warning: never turn your heat completely off in freezing weather. It raises the risk of frozen pipes, and repairs cost far more than any savings. If winter bills are stretching your budget, there are government assistance programs. LIHEAP, for example, can help eligible renters and homeowners pay for heating and cooling, so it's worth checking your local office to see if you qualify. Reporting in Washington, I'm Amy Liu.
Let's take a look at Wall Street, and you can see the Dow Jones is down 59 points right now, just below that 49,000 mark. Well, we are just over a week away from Super Bowl 60 in Santa Clara, and as excitement